What's up, guys? Day 34 is in the books. I only played 3 hours of poker and did a couple hours of YouTube, even though I planned to do 6.5 to 7 hours of poker. Ran into a bit of a snag. A couple days ago, PartyPoker stopped working, and they said I need to show proof of a BC address to continue playing on their site. So yesterday, they finally said, we need a bank statement, we need a bunch of information to have a BC address. And as you guys know, I'm living in my van, so I don't have any address, really. I can get mail sent in Alberta to my siblings' houses, but it's not really a viable option here in BC. Another issue that was coming up yesterday is I could buy protein powder from Costco and it's $65 cheaper, but I have to have it delivered to a physical address and it can't be a Canada Post P.O. box. And that $65 for protein might not sound like a lot, but over the course of a year, it's going to save me close to $600. And after looking around online last night, I found a company that lets you mail stuff to them with not a P.O. box, a physical address. And I made the order for the Costco protein, but it costs $40 to get that mailing address for a month. And I'm hoping to use that same mailing address with the poker site to get that back, because if PartyPoker doesn't accept that address as a mailing address, then I'm losing about $10 an hour that I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to replace. And so yesterday I really spent a lot of the evening just being really stressed out. I just felt, but on top of being $700 below the math in poker, it just feels like I'm constantly fighting back against a series of setbacks in a bunch of different ways. The way I understand budgeting is that it's offense and defense. It's offense is how much money you can earn, and defense is how low can you keep your expenses, how inexpensively can you live your life. And both of those are being threatened all the time. Poker, having a poker site leave Alberta, I go to BC and it still doesn't work. My van starter breaks down, costing my expenses to jump $1,500 a month, which is almost double what my expenses already are. There's likely other van issues coming over the next few months. I recently rejoined PokerStars just to try to get a couple extra dollars an hour. And I'm realizing that I probably have to dedicate a certain amount of hours studying to get better at hyper turbos. But that amount of hours studying is either going to be taken from playing poker or from making YouTube videos. And while I am happy so far with the amount of growth that my baseball YouTube channel has done in this challenge, it's largely been driven by shorts. The long form videos, I'm still not really figuring it out the way I'd like to. And it's just kind of been tough. It just feels like it's burning me out. There's so many things involved with fan life that you don't even really think about until these things happen. For example, the Costco's in Vancouver are more than a 20-minute drive from any of the coffee shops that I play poker at. So that means anytime that I want to go and save $8 to buy a rotisserie chicken there compared to buying them at the grocery store, I'm driving 20 minutes out of the way of poker places, both directions. So that's 40 minutes. And I think my time is worth more than $8 for 40 minutes, $12 an hour. So I don't get to save that money. Whereas in St. Albert and Edmonton and so forth, the Starbucks was right beside the Costco. So it was really convenient. And gas, again, the Costco's in Vancouver don't have a Costco gas, which saves you probably about $40 a month. And it just feels like structurally so many things are chopping at my knees. Every time I try to save some money, I get a Costco membership. And it's kind of too far out of the way to really go in Vancouver. I spent 30 hours in March studying poker to get better at turbos and regular speed games. And then one of the 3 sites I play on gets rid of those games. And if I had spent 30 hours studying hyper turbos, I'd probably actually be in a pretty good position right now. And so I have to think about, do I study 30 hours of those poker games? How much time do I really want to spend studying more poker when all of my goals are to get out of poker? And even just little things like last night, I'm trying to sleep, and the area that I was sleeping in was just, there was a bunch of loud people outside. There was just a bunch of traffic on this road, and my vehicle was really hot even though I had my fan on. So I drove across the river, which was about a 25-minute drive, to a place that ended up being dead quiet, and it had cooled down a few degrees over that time to get a comfortable sleep. I feel like when I look back at the time I've been in this van, and that my debt is going up, that my van is getting older in miles and probably is going to start costing more money, especially over the next year, I just can't help but wonder how long I can really justify taking this path. I'm sitting here in my van on a Saturday knowing that I probably need a 9-hour day because the bills are going to keep piling up. I'm probably going to end up this month about $1,000 to $2,000 more in debt than I was last month. And I think the worst part about all this is that I really don't know what more I can cut. I don't know how much more I can cut on gas. I don't know how much more I can cut on food, short of just eating canned tuna every day. And just the way poker is right now, just my income there is constantly threatened. And even when I think about stuff like getting an Airbnb in, Colombia or South America or somewhere, Mazatlan, somewhere where I can cut my costs down in other areas, there's still going to be the friction of a lot of these places where the costs are lower, they don't speak English. So now you're going to start spending an hour a day learning Spanish. And it's not that I don't want to do those things, but I feel like I'm running on a hamster wheel, and the universe, for lack of a better term, just keeps throwing obstacles at me, and I keep stumbling, and I keep scrambling to find solutions, and I do find solutions a lot of the time. The mailbox idea today is a recent example. I constantly find myself wondering how much longer I can just keep coming up with new solutions to keep this all going. And the whole idea behind trying YouTube isn't just because it's something I find fulfilling, but I feel like there really is a high ceiling, especially compared to poker, where even if I studied an hour a day for a full year, I don't know if I could get to like $50, $60, $70 an hour, simply because there just isn't that many more games to play. And something like YouTube, like a really good baseball video, could get 1 million views. I'm not saying that I'm at that skill level, but my 60,000 viewed video isn't as good as the videos I've made since then that have gotten less views. I don't know. So there's a lot of friction in my life right now. I'm crossing my fingers that the mailing address that I just paid for will work for PartyPoker as well, so that I can play there, because that'll allow me to make $7 to $10 more an hour over the next months. I plan on hitting 1,500 hours of poker for the year, so $10 an hour, you do the math. I mean, it's a huge chunk of money to me. Right now I'm playing $5 hyper turbos on PokerStars just to try to get a couple extra bucks, and I'm realizing my skill level relative to the field there isn't that good. I think I don't feel like I have a huge edge against the fish yet. I feel like it's gonna actually take a good chunk of studying. I would say if I study 30 hours in a month, I'd feel comfortable with my skill level and being able to build up a bankroll there. But the other thing is that they have cartels as low as $10. So to even play low stakes hyper turbos there to maybe get $5 to $10 an hour from PartyPoker will mean studying and getting good enough to battle against the winning players there. And I think I can do it, but I don't know if that's a 3-month thing. I don't know if that's a 6-month thing. And it's also a ton of time to spend doing something that I don't particularly love, that I'm not looking forward to playing. And it just has me looking at the exit, looking at, is there some kind of construction job? If I spend 6 months working in a remote camp and just pausing all of this stuff, because if I don't get to 1,000 subscribers on my baseball channel in 55 more days, whatever it is, do I really want to do another 90-day arc trying to monetize one channel that maybe only makes me $100 or $200 a month? You know, I've done the math on what kind of views you need to actually make all of this stuff work, and it's a lot. It's a lot. You need a lot of views. And maybe the coffee channel has a really good ceiling. Maybe my videography kind of keeps getting better and people will watch this stuff. I don't know. But yeah, last night was a tough one. It's felt for the last year or so, at least, that there's just a new problem around the corner kind of all the time. And I just wonder how many more of these problems am I going to have to try and solve. The whole point of taking the YouTube path and cutting all my expenses down, the whole point has been to cut my costs down so that I can finally get ahead. But a year and a half of doing this so far, and I feel like I've gotten more behind. So again, this is, you know, yet another time when I'm considering quitting this whole thing, and I think it's a reasonable consideration, but I'm not quitting today. It feels like there's just not much more in debt I can go. It feels like between any more van breakdowns, any more poker sites leave or that I'm unable to play on happen, and that's kind of the end of this. So I don't know, within the next couple months, maybe I can't finish the challenge. Maybe the bills just keep piling up, but yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to vent. It sucks because I feel like I'm trying really hard, and I'm not asking for a miracle. It just feels really hard sometimes to actually believe that this is going to lead to the path that I want it to lead to. So, day 34, no new baseball subscribers. Got an hour and a half behind on poker. I think I'm 17 hours behind for the whole challenge. And yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.